wrote to Tunis and Tripoli on behalf of the United States, because at this time now, when they're doing this writing, when they're corresponding with each other, they're in the process of setting up everything. So you have, these Europeans saying that we don't want anything to do with England, Britain, whatever like that. We're gonna go over here and set up our own thing over here, right? And then we have the backing of the Sultan to prove that we are somebody, because the Sultan recognized us. You know what I mean? We didn't get some nobody to recognize us. The Sultan recognized us. So since the Sultan recognized us, then everybody else should recognize us because the Sultan recognized us. Right?
But the Sultan is a part of them coming here.
It's part of them coming here. Sultan is part of the reason why they could come over here. Right? When you're talking about the kidnapping of Europeans in the Mediterranean, right? You are dealing with not just jurisdictional issues, but you're also looking at how the Europeans were able to get that arrangement. Because remember, after the Sultan wrote on behalf of the United States or whatever, then that's when they were able to start up their whole navy, whatever, and then they had their song, from the halls of Montezuma to the halls of Tripoli and all that stuff, and then they start having these wars now, right? Because, like, if we look at what was happening, right? The Europeans were escaping from slavery that they were getting in Europe. They were escaping from slavery. In order to escape from slavery, they had to sail the Mediterranean, right? To be enslaved again, right? So, as these people tried to make their way to be free, at the same time they're making their way to be free, their own people are getting kidnapped and getting sold into slavery, and all this stuff is going on. Nothing to do with us being in slavery or whatever. At this time, we're ruling everywhere. Anywhere they go, we're there. They come over here, we're there. Right? They go to the Mediterranean, we're there. They go to the continent, we're there. Right? And there was a lot of war movies where the soldiers are it's like they're boggled that everywhere we go, it seems like it's just these people are everywhere. Like, is there even anywhere that we can go where they're not there? You know what I mean? Do we have to engage with them all the time with everything that we're dealing with? Yeah, you do. Because the dark-skinned people, or the Moors, were the authority of the planet, of Earth.
Yeah, it's not the same thing when they go to India and Christopher Columbus.
Exactly.
And then when they reach Jamaica, they are into the same people.
Exactly. Right? And because they saw the same people in India that they saw here, they said, okay, well, we saw Indians. Right? And then that stuck under the Reconstruction as the identity. Right? Just like what the brother said. Well, black is a noun and black's an adjective, so we can say that we're black. Well, black is only a noun in the Reconstruction. Black is not a noun in a unabridged dictionary, only in an abridged dictionary is black and all. Right? So to say, you know, like, to say that our people have the right perspective of history because they're going they're going directly from the slave aspect. Please, Mark. You talk to Amari?
No.
I think you're still supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah. It's probably the back.
I'm just going to drop it.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Just put it under my bag right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you leave it
Yeah,
off?
I'll come back.
You'll come back?
Yeah.
Well, before?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Yeah. Right? Where were we at?
The Indian and Columbus.
Okay, yeah, Columbus came over and then, okay, so when our people talk about, you know, history, and then they claim that they know themselves, but they don't deal with Morocco, Moors, or whatever, but they claim they know themselves. That's an indication that they're going from the reconstructed history.
Yeah, from what Columbus.
From what the so-called white man said history is.
Yeah.
They're not going from what history actually is based on the historical documents.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they did that, they would realize that they were the master, not the slave.
Mm-hmm.
They realize that they were the sultan. They realize that you know, they were the masons.
Mm-hmm.
They realize that everything that they've been told that has been subscribed to the European is really us. Even the devilish stuff, from Klansman outfit, which is our stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? To judge's robe, which is our stuff, right? To doctors using the wing disc with the snakes going up the staff as their symbol, which is our stuff, right? White lab coat is our stuff. All these things, right? Because we know that, you know, Imhotep was first surgeon and all that stuff, and he had his Masonic apron.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that it's our practices. As Moors, we know that. As Negro black colored people, they're New World Order, Illuminati, you know, the devil, white man, and then they go on with their rants, right? As soon as we start, as soon as our people that are ignorant start accepting the fact that, you know, when Moors talk, they better listen to what Moors are saying. Because Moors are the only ones that have any type of common sense around here about what's going on as far as world history and why certain things are happening right now. And majority of the things happening is due to the fact that our people have classified themselves as something that, you know, puts them in these predicaments that they're in. Just like what's going on. Just for the simple fact that they classify themselves as these things and not know the complete historical place that they have in world history. Right? Oblivious to the facts. Right? So when you know, and it's back to that same thing too, that when we say, you know, we have a prophet and you know, honors to know the Juali, all that, and people are like, well, nah, I don't know, and they're funny, but you know, they're not funny when Buddhists say Buddha. You know, they're not looking at them like, oh, well, why are you guys following that man or whatever. You know what I mean? If a Asiatic Christian has a picture of dark-skinned Yahshua, it's not no issue. They're gonna go with that. You know what I mean? They're gonna go with the Muslims and say that Muhammad's their prophet. You know, they're gonna go with you know, whoever else that says that they have a prophet. As soon as the Moors start talking about prophet, you know, it's man worship. It's not taken in the same context, right?
And like I see, it's not too far ago it happened.
Right.
Make it look like it's
Like it's long, exactly. One of the Moors was talking about that last night. That, you know, when we look at, they say United States enslaved us 400 years in America or whatever. Who did it? Oh, the American government, United States government or whatever. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the clans people were in the government, and the clan was the sheriff, and the clan was the mayor, and the clan was the, you know, this guy, and the clan was the preacher, and the clan was this guy, and the clan was these individuals, and you know, everybody who was against black people was in power. That's how they were able to do whatever they did to us. Well, if the so-called government that they're talking about that enslaved them is only 200 years old, right? And they're saying their slavery is 400 years old. We have a problem. We have supreme historical inaccuracy, because the people who they say enslaved them, 200 of the 400 years they were slaves.
The people that they say
enslaved them,
they were slaves.
They were slaves at the time when they said that they were enslaving them and they put them in slavery.
All the 400 years ago.
Right?
Those people that slaved them 200 years ago
were slaves. Yeah, themselves. Yeah. Right? So if those people were slaves, then what were the people who are complaining that these people enslaved them? What were they then?
Yeah, what are the ones that...
Because both of them couldn't be slaves because there's only two races on the planet. Yeah. Europeans, Asiatics. So for the first 200 years, what was the position of Asiatics? And then what was the position of Europeans in the first 200 years of slavery? And then the second 200 years, you know, we already know that they came over here, right? And then if you have Irish, Scottish, whoever coming over here, and them being classified as nigger or whatever, then that means they were still slaves, even when they were here setting up their stuff. Because in the 1800s, there's stories of Asiatics with plantations with Europeans on them and Asiatics on them, right? So they have used the our people. They have used the historical inaccuracies as accurate, and then they catapult off that false foundation, and then want to know how come when they jump off the springboard or whatever, they weren't able to do the flips and or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Because there's no spring in the springboard. They're just jumping off a straight board with no spring in it. So you know, in their mind, they're doing the springing or whatever like that, doing flips or whatever. That's only in their mind. They're living an illusion.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that's not what's going on. They've been playing themselves, right? Right. So we just wanted to put those couple of things out there. Oh yeah, and then also too, he was asking about the Moors' perspective of nationality, right? The Moors don't have a perspective of nationality. Nationality is what it is already, right? And it comes back to, you know, do you know geography? If you don't know geography, then you don't know that over here is Morocco. So when we say Moroccans or Moors are Moroccans, then, you know, people are wondering what we're talking about. Because in their mind, going with the reconstruction of history, they're going to say that they're in the United States, right? That's what they'll say. We're in the United States, right? Which is a private corporation, which means that they abandoned Morocco, because they really should be saying that this is Morocco. If George Washington's, if they check the record, and he's sending letters to the Sultan over here and that guy's the Sultan of Morocco, then obviously over here is Morocco.